Hi, welcome students. Today we are going to learn about the treatment of specific and general reserves and accumulated profit and loss in case of change in profit sharing ratio. Basically, this treatment is applicable in all the cases of reconstitution, whether that is change in profit sharing ratio, admission or retirement, and we'll discuss the concept with relation to all the situations. In our balance sheet, whenever there is a change in profit sharing ratio or say reconstitution of the firm, there may be some reserves or accumulated profits appearing in the balance sheet. In the balance sheet, the profits appear on the liability side, whereas if there is any accumulated loss, that may be found on the asset side. So the treatment also varies accordingly. The reserves we can divide into two categories: general reserve or specific reserve. The treatment also varies according to the nature of reserve, which we are going to discuss in detail in today's video. Here I have taken the normal kind of reserves which you may find in your questions. In liability side, we have general reserve, contingency reserve, or profit and loss account. These are basically categorized as general category of reserves. And then we have workman compensation reserve and investment fluctuation reserve. These are categorized as specific reserves. About these reserves, we are going to discuss today the treatment of both the kinds of reserves. And on asset side, we may find the accumulated losses or deferred revenue expenditure. So that may be there with the name profit and loss account on asset side, and advertisement suspense account, kind of deferred revenue expenditure. So we are going to learn about or discuss the treatment of these kind of accounts. Whenever there is reconstitution of business, such reserves or accumulated profit should be settled with the partner's current or capital account, as the case may be, in their old ratio. So for general reserve, contingency reserve, or P&L account, these are, I told you that these are the general kind of reserves. So for these reserves, we pass the journal entry for distribution. General reserve or profit and loss account or reserve fund or contingency reserve, these accounts are debited. Basically, the accounts appearing on the liability side, reserves account appearing on the liability side should be debited, and partner's capital or current account is credited. Or at the same time, if there is the account P&L account appearing on the debit side, that is asset side, if that is written in asset or you are given a debit balance, then it is also to be written off through partner's capital or current account. And if there is advertisement suspense account appearing, then that also should be written off. For that, the journal entry will be partner's capital or current account debit to profit and loss or advertisement suspense account, whatever is the case, and this is also to be done in old ratio. So basically, out of these accounts which are there, we may write off general reserve, contingency reserve, P&L account appearing on either of the sides, and advertisement suspense. These are general category of account and these are to be distributed without considering any other thing. Then the next is about specific reserves. We have advertisement suspense account, I have taken, workman compensation reserve and investment fluctuation reserve I have taken as examples. So we are going to discuss about these. A specific reserve is a reserve which is created with a specific purpose. So basically, if there is a purpose, then we see whether that purpose is to be settled or not through that reserve. And then rest of the reserve is free to be distributed. Like I have taken, to make it clear, I have taken an example of both the kind of reserve and we are going to discuss it with the help of this example. So this is the example related to investment fluctuation reserve. We are given X, Y and Z were partners sharing profits in the ratio 2:1. pass journal entry in following cases, assuming that the firm had investment of rupees 2 lakh and investment fluctuation reserve of rupees 50,000 appearing in the books. And we are given three different cases. If investment is valued at rupees 1,82,000, investment is valued at rupees 2,22,000, or investment is valued at rupees 2 lakh. So basically the purpose of investment fluctuation reserve is to settle the loss of investment. If there is decrease in the value of investment, then we utilize investment fluctuation reserve to settle that amount of loss. And then rest of the reserve is treated as free reserve, and that should be distributed among partners in their profit sharing ratio. So taking further, let's move to the first example. In case 1, we are given investment is of rupees 2 lakh and we have investment fluctuation reserve of rupees 50,000. Now, at the time of reconstitution, the investment is valued at rupees 1,82,000. Now there is a decrease in the value of investment, so we have to find out the loss in the value of investment. That is, from 2 lakh it is decreased to 1,80,000, so 18,000 is the loss in the value of investment. So if we settle this amount of loss from investment fluctuation reserve, we have remaining rupees 32,000 of reserve as free. So out of 50,000, we'll cover 18,000 the loss of investment from the reserve, and then we'll be having 32,000 as free for distribution among partners. Now let's see how do we settle it in the journal entry. First, we have to debit investment fluctuation reserve with the total amount, that is 50,000. Out of which 18,000 we have used to reduce the amount of investment, so we'll pass to investment account. Investment is to be reduced with the help of reserve with 18,000. So to investment account 18,000. Then the remaining amount of 32,000 will distribute among partners capital account in their old profit sharing ratio, which is 2:2:1. So the amount will be 12,800 for X and Y, and for Z it will be 6,400. So this way 32,000 of the remaining reserve is distributed among partners. Okay, now let's move to case 2. In case 2, we had the same value, investment of rupees 2 lakh and investment fluctuation reserve of rupees 50,000. Now we are given the condition that investment is valued at rupees 2,22,000. So here the value of investment is increased. The purpose of investment fluctuation reserve is to settle the loss in investment, whereas in this case we have profit in the value of investment. There is an increase in the value of investment, so there is no loss. So basically here we have profit of rupees 22,000 in the value of investment. So reserve we cannot use, we should not use the reserve for this purpose, and the entry for reserve will be for complete reserve will be distributed among the partners, and entry for that will be investment fluctuation reserve account debit with 50,000 to X, Y and Z in their profit sharing ratio 20, 20 and 10, that is 2:2:1. So 50,000 of reserve is distributed among the partners. That is one thing, that is the treatment of reserve. Now apart from that, we had to settle this increase in the value of investment. For that, the investment is to be increased through revaluation account. So your journal entry will be investment account debit to revaluation account with 22,000. Remember beta, whenever there is decrease in the value of investment, we settle it through investment fluctuation reserve. But if there is increase in the value of investment, that increase should be done through revaluation account. Now as we have passed the entry through revaluation account, there is a balance in the revaluation account, so we have to close this also. We have to pass one more entry for closure of revaluation account, and the entry will be revaluation account is to be debited with the balance, that is 22,000, and that should be distributed among partners in their old profit sharing ratio, which is 2:2:1. So the amount will be 8800 for X, 8800 for Y, and 4400 for Z. So this way it is settled. In case 3, we are given investment of rupees 2 lakh, investment fluctuation reserve of rupees 50,000. Then after that we are given the new value of investment is also rupees 2 lakh. So there is no profit, no loss. There is no profit, no loss in the investment. So investment is not to be changed. Now in this case we only have reserve, and as there is no loss in the value of investment, the complete reserve is available for distribution among the partners. So we will distribute this 50,000 among the partners by passing the journal entry investment fluctuation reserve account debit 50,000 to X, Y and Z, 20,000, 20,000 and 10,000, that is an old ratio. So this way investment fluctuation reserve is to be treated. Whenever there is decrease in the value of investment, we utilize the amount of reserve, and if there is increase in the value of investment, then we use revaluation account for increasing the amount of investment, and reserve is distributed completely in that case. Okay, now let's move further with for another reserve, which is workmen compensation reserve. Workmen compensation reserve is created with the purpose of paying compensation to the workmen, to the workers, to the employees in case of any mishappening. So this reserve is also free if there is no compensation payable to the partners. Now let's understand this with the help of this example. I have taken the question: P and Q were partners with profit sharing ratio 2:2:1. Pass journal entries at the time of change in PSR of partners to equal. In following cases, assuming that the firm had workmen compensation reserve of 50,000 appearing in the books. Now we have workmen compensation fund 50,000, and we have 3 cases. When there is compensation payable to workmen, no compensation. Second, when we have to pay compensation of rupees 20,000, and third, we have to pay compensation of rupees 53,000. So when there is no compensation to be payable, we have workmen compensation reserve 50,000, no compensation is payable. So complete reserve is free to be distributed. So we'll pass the journal entry workmen compensation reserve to PQNR, and that will be distributed in the ratio 2:2:1. Okay. So whenever there is no compensation, the complete reserve should be distributed, or if you are given no information relating to compensation, then also you have to assume it to be no compensation and you have to distribute the reserve. Okay. Now move to the second case, where we have workmen compensation of reserve of 50,000 and we have to pay compensation of 20,000. So the remaining reserve is 30,000, which is free for distribution among partners. So journal entry will be, we'll debit the workmen compensation reserve with 50,000. We'll create a liability for compensation out of this reserve for rupees 20,000. So 2 liability for compensation, 20,000, and rest 30,000 will divide among partners to P, Q and R in their profit sharing ratio, old profit sharing ratio, which is 2:2:1. So 12,000 to P, 12,000 to Q and 6,000 to R. Okay. Now move to the third case. Third case is very important, as here we have compensation amount more than the amount of reserve. So basically we have workmen compensation reserve of 50,000 and the compensation payable is 53,000, which is more than the available reserve. So what we'll do, we don't have any reserve appearing remaining, whereas we have 3000 even lesser in the reserve. So in this case, the journal entry will be workman compensation reserve is to be debited completely with 50,000. But as we require 3000 more, so that 3000 will be taken from revaluation account to create a liability for compensation of 53,000. So your journal entry will be workman compensation reserve is to be debited 50,000. From revaluation account we will take 3000 and will create a liability for compensation 53,000. Now in this case also we have again 3000 amount in our revaluation account, so this is to be closed and that loss is to be charged from partners in their own profit sharing ratio. So we have to debit the partners PQNR in the ratio 2:1 with the amount 3000 and 3000 revaluation loss is to be covered. So your journal entry will be PQNR are to be debited with 1200, 1200 and 600, and revaluation account is to be credited with rupees 3000, and thus way revaluation account is closed. So I hope with the help of this you are able to understand the concept of general reserve and specific reserve to be distributed among the partners, settled in the partners account whenever there is reconstitution. Thank you.